their truest sense, are a contest of ideas, of ideologies, of visions. But what does one possibly begin to say when a document from 85 years ago is dug out and debated ad nauseum in 2024? It's pointless, you may say, but not to the politicians. The Prime Minister sparked the war of words when he called the Congress manifesto the Muslim League Manifesto on Saturday. Then on Sunday and Monday, that is today, he repeated the jibe not once, not twice, but 4 times. He said that every page of the Congress manifesto bears an imprint of the Muslim League and that every page is an attempt to tear India apart. Listen in.
साथियों, कल कांग्रेस पार्टी ने एक झूठ का पुलिंदा जारी किया है, अपना घोषणा पत्र जारी किया है। झूठ का ये पुलिंदा कांग्रेस की एक बहुत बड़ी सच्चाई, कांग्रेस को बेनकाब करने वाला ये घोषणा पत्र है। आप देखिए, हर पन्ने पर भारत के टुकड़े करने की बू आ रही है। कांग्रेस के घोषणा पत्र में वही सोच झलकती है जो सोच आजादी के समय मुस्लिम लीग में थी।
कांग्रेस ने जो घोषणा पत्र बनाया है उसमें भी मुस्लिम लीग की छाप है। साथियों, कांग्रेस को आज भी देश के लोगों की जरूरत से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। ये भाजपा सरकार है जो हर गारंटी जमीन पर उतार रही है। अभी हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी बड़े विस्तार से बताते थे, यहां की भाजपा सरकार ने धान किसानों के बकाए रकम को चुकाने की गारंटी पूरी कर दी, तेंदुपत्ता संग्राहकों को दी गारंटी पूरी कर दी। मैं यहां की बहनों को विशेष बधाई दूंगा, महतारी वंदन योजना का लाभ मिलने लगा है।
The Prime Minister said it and the BJP then ran with the narrative almost on cue. Listen in to what JP Nadda said.
मैंने कांग्रेस के मैनिफेस्टो को देखा, मुझे आश्चर्य हुआ कि यह कांग्रेस पार्टी का मैनिफेस्टो है या मुस्लिम लीग का मैनिफेस्टो है। देश को बांटने के लिए और सत्ता को हथियाने के लिए कहां तक कांग्रेस पार्टी जा सकती है, इसका अंदाजा नहीं लगाया जा सकता। जिस मुस्लिम लीग ने 1929 में धर्म के आधार पर आरक्षण की बात कही थी, आज उसी बात को कांग्रेस पार्टी दोहरा रही है। यानी सत्ता की लोलुपता में, सत्ता के लालच में देश को कहां पहुंचाएगी कांग्रेस पार्टी, इसका अंदाजा लगाना भी मुश्किल है। मुझे राहुल गांधी जवाब दें कि वायनाड में नामांकन पत्र में के जुलूस में कांग्रेस पार्टी के झंडे क्यों गायब हो गए? ये तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति कहां तक जाएगी? सिर्फ मुस्लिम लीग को भाए ना इस कारण से कांग्रेस पार्टी अपने झंडे तक को हटा दे? यह देश बांटने की जो चाल है और तुष्टीकरण के आगे जो घुटने टेकने का इनका रवैया है, इसको देश माफ नहीं करने वाला है।
The Congress then went to the Election Commission to complain against the Prime Minister. It has said that the BJP must not forget that its ideological ancestors have actually helped the Muslim League in the past. The Congress said that the BJP's ideological ancestor, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, in the 1940s had formed governments in Bengal, Sindh and the Northwest Frontier Province in coalition with the Muslim League.
आज इलेक्शन कमीशन के सामने हमने रखी हैं, उसमें कुछ हमारी पुरानी आपत्तियां थी जिस पर अभी हम संतुष्ट नहीं हैं। जो उन्होंने बात ये कही है हमारे मैनिफेस्टो के बारे में कि झूठ का पुलंदा है, इसका हमें बड़ा दुख है, उसका कटाक्ष कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये कहना कि एक राष्ट्रीय स्तर की पार्टी जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन में सम्मिलित रही, वो ऐसा झूठ का पुलंदा अपने मैनिफेस्टो में लिखेगी, जबकि एक बहुत अच्छा मैनिफेस्टो लिखा गया है जिसमें कि जो पार्टियां आज़ादी का विरोध कर रही थी या हमारे सेक्युलर समाज का विरोध कर रही थी, उन पार्टियों का ये मैनिफेस्टो लगता है।
हमने कई मुद्दे उठाए। जिस तरह से प्रधानमंत्री ने हमारे मैनिफेस्टो को मुस्लिम लीग का दर्जा दिया, उस पर हमने घोर आपत्ति दर्ज कराई। प्रधानमंत्री की होर्डिंग्स जो यूनिवर्सिटीज में लगी हैं, उस पर भी हमने अपनी बात रखी। और जो यूट्यूब के चैनल्स बिना कारण बताए मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन एंड ब्रॉडकास्टिंग बंद कर रही है, उनके अधिकार क्षेत्र में नहीं है क्योंकि अभी चुनाव घोषित किए जा चुके हैं। चुनाव आयोग को इसकी अनुशंसा करनी चाहिए, जिसको भी वो हटाना चाहें या नहीं हटाना चाहें। मिनिस्ट्री अभी एक केयर टेकर सरकार की है, उनका ये अधिकार नहीं है कि फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच पे इस तरह से पाबंदियां लगाएं।
Verma, author, will be speaking on behalf of the BJP. Sujata is spokesperson of the Congress party. O.P. Rawat is a former Chief Election Commissioner of India. Sujata Paul, I'm coming to you first. Look, the fact is that yes, an election is a contest of ideas, but unfortunately that's not how elections in India play out. So it is virtually a new tutu meme every day. This time we are seeing for the last 2 days a tutu meme over the Congress manifesto. But the fact is that it is the BJP's job as the ruling party in this country to criticize your manifesto. Why are you so upset? Why are you going complaining to the Election Commission? And honestly, what do you expect the Election Commission to do in this case?
The fact is that the Prime Minister is so flustered because he knows that people have gone against him, and that is the reason why he is coming up with such frivolous, cheap, tactics. Because if you look at BJP's history, of course, they go to town talking about Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. And Shyama Prasad Mukherjee of the Hindu Mahasabha was the Deputy Chief Minister of the of the Bengal government at that time, with Fazlul Haq of the Muslim League as Prime Minister, which was formed in December of 1941. What do they have to say about that? But bringing in the Muslim League now, with whom the Hindu Mahasabha aligned in the 1940s to form governments in Sindh, like you mentioned, Northwest Frontier Province and Bengal, speaks a lot about them. Because what they said at that time, and if you actually read about the letter that Shyama Prasad Mukherjee had written to the governor of Bengal at that time, he had spoken about crushing the Quit India movement called by Mahatma Gandhi. Now, bringing in Muslim League at this stage clearly shows that the BJP has nothing to talk about. And you're absolutely right. We should be talking about our manifesto. We can criticize theirs. They can criticize ours. They can talk about the guarantees that we are offering to the people, because after all, Mr. Modi has now renamed his jumlas as guarantees. When we are talking about the Agnipath Yojana to be scrapped, when we are talking about the
Sujata Paul, you call the Prime Minister's allegations against the Congress manifesto frivolous. Are bhai, if they are frivolous, okay, you are saying they are frivolous, to me also they sound frivolous. Why are you taking them seriously? Why are you complaining to the Election Commission? And what do you expect the Election Commission to do in this case? He's the Prime Minister of the country.
Yeah, these are, what do you mean? He's the Prime Minister of the country. He's also going to be a candidate, and he is going to represent his own party, number one. Secondly, not just cheap, not just frivolous, but downright, below the belt. I mean, you're talking about a free country which is 75 years old today. And when you start talking about our manifesto and compare it with the Muslim League's manifesto of the pre-independence era, what is he trying to do? He's trying to divide the country. He is the one who's dividing the country in terms of Muslim. We're not doing it. He is the one who talks about appeasement politics, because on the one hand, he'll say, we'll take everybody together, sabka saath, sabka vikas. And then he will say, no, if the Congress is talking about anybody,
okay, Sujata, okay.
Yes.
Let's get the other point of view in as well. Let's get the other point of view in as well. I'll give you an opportunity to speak again. Karan Verma, let's get to the specifics. Ek minute. I have read the manifesto. Sujata has read the manifesto. I'm sure you have read the Congress's manifesto. Please tell me where the Congress manifesto is saying that the Congress is talking about reservation for Muslims and ये जो 50% का cap हटाने की बात कर रहे हैं constitutional amendment के साथ, this is actually for Muslim reservation. They haven't said it at all. They are talking about a caste census. Nowhere have they spoken about a religious census. ये तो misinformation है, ये तो बदमाशी करना हुआ ना.
Can I answer? चलिए मैं बोल सकता हूँ please? Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you why they say this is a Muslim
don't
League
accuse me of not
manifesto,
letting you
why
speak.
it reeks of. No, I'm not accusing. I'm taking your permission, ma'am. Please let me speak. On page 11, Shreya, in the manifesto, I'm quoting from the manifesto, it says, Congress will ensure that every citizen, minorities, have freedom of choice of personal laws. Now, if this is not appeasement, what is appeasement? Today, where the Supreme Court is on record talking about a uniform civil code, saying that there cannot be two laws for two different communities, you are talking about minorities having the choice of personal laws. Congress is going to promote that. I mean, this is so much in bad taste. Are they trying to do a Shah Bano 2 and saying that, they are going to reverse the Supreme Court or the judgments that have come from the courts and allow triple talaq? I don't understand in which light should it be seen. Then, coming to your question about the 50% cap, you're right. They do not explicitly say this because they don't want to lose out on some Hindu votes also, just as Rahul Gandhi doesn't want the IUML flags to be flown while he's filing nominations. So they go about it in a very tacit manner. They say, we want a change in the 50% cap. And at the same time, in Telangana, their Chief Minister Revanth Reddy is time and again saying, we will stand for reservation for Muslims. We will stand for reservation based on religion. Maharashtra Congress, they pass a resolution talking about reservation for Muslims. In Karnataka, there is a growing chorus that it's time they reversed what they had implemented first, a 4% reservation for Muslims, which was removed by the BJP.
Okay.
So it's very clear in their actions and in their words. What are we talking here? I mean, it's a perfect example of the pot calling the kettle black.
Sujata, respond to that. Sujata, respond to that.
Very coolly twists everything, and of course, when the BJP supporters come on television, I wonder why the BJP spokespersons don't attend these debates. Now, when you're talking about the minorities, tell me, Shreya, if we are talking about India, India is a country of diversity, but the BJP does not believe in any diversity, and Mr. Modi's BJP believes only in one man. And therefore, when we specifically talk about the minorities, they have a problem. But you know what they say? That we are giving rations to everybody. So yes, the minorities are also getting rations, and that's it. But what we have also said is that we will ensure that like every citizen, minorities have the freedom of choice of dress, food, language, and personal laws, like every citizen, because today the BJP has made people feel like they are second-class citizens, but minorities include the Jains, the Sikhs, the Parsis, don't they? Or does the BJP think that they are going to consider only one particular community as the minority? That is what their intention is, because they want to polarize and communalize.
तो करण हिंदू मुस्लिम कौन कर रहा है?
This is what the
Karan, Hindu Muslim kaun kar raha hai? Is it the Congress or is it the BJP then? Because what essentially your argument is that anyone,
it's the Congress. They spoke about this.
You know, with the reservation part, you've given a goalmole answer, but let me just specifically talk about UCC. Anyone who has an opinion different from the BJP's on UCC, and by the way, it's not just Muslims, it is Sikhs as well, right? It is Christians as well who have reservations. So anyone who doesn't go and run with the BJP's UCC program is anti-Indian, pro-Pakistan and pro-Muslim League. Aapka matlab the deduction, if I become reductionist, this is what your argument is.
I want to answer this. No. So they could have very easily come up with the statement, Shreya, that we will try to bring people together. We'll have a consultative process. I would have appreciated that. That could have made sense. But what have they come up with?
I think that is what they have said, if I'm not mistaken.
The minorities will have freedom of choice of personal laws. This is pretty much asserting that there will be precedence of personal laws over a uniform law. And where is the bone of contention in personal laws? I say this on record on all debates of Uniform Civil Code, that the problem has been the Muslim exceptionalism in case of Uniform Civil Code. Nothing else. They can beat around the bush, but the problems are triple talaq, the problems are 4 marriages, the problem is child marriage. These are the 3 problems that exist. If not for these, if not for minority appeasement, today probably we would have had a Uniform Civil Code.
ठीक है. But reservation की बात, even you are agreeing that the Congress manifesto is nowhere talking about reservation for the Muslim community. That they are talking about a caste census and reservation based on the caste census and not a religious census. Is that misinformation that is being spread by the BJP? Will you accept that?
No, because they're doing religion-based reservation in the states they have their governments in. They are talking about removing the 50% cap, and at the same time, they are endorsing religious-based reservation in all the states where they are in. Whether it's Karnataka, whether it's Telangana, and they're talking about it in Maharashtra.
में आपकी government है?
I think it's very clear. Their designs are very
They
clear.
also, yeah,
If
in
we don't choose to be
Maharashtra,
naive.
look at what has happened. Look at what has happened in Maharashtra. The 50% cap has been breached for Maratha quotas. So that is also appeasement. Appeasement ka logic and argument runs both ways. Let me just quickly get an OP Rawat here as well. He's a former Chief Election Commissioner of India. And Mr. Rawat, you must be wondering, why I wanted to invite you along with spokespersons of political parties. My question to you is very simple, Mr. Rawat, and I hope you can be honest here. Today, the Election Commission has been approached by the Congress party with a complaint against the Prime Minister of India, who not once, not twice, not thrice, but 4 times in the last 72 hours has compared the Congress party's manifesto to the Muslim League manifesto from 85 years ago. Now, in a situation like this, ye to bada dharam sankat ho gaya for the Election Commission. What do they do? What can they do, Mr. Rawat?
I don't think they can do anything because the manifesto is a purely political discourse and it should revolve around ideas, ideologies, programs and policies. So whatever was included, it should not have been named like that, number one. But if it has been named by some name, you have no reason to complain because it is in the political discourse of the campaign and the Election Commission has no locus standi to interfere in any manner.
So essentially, you are telling me that the Congress can feel upset, but that is the only thing they can feel. There is no violation of the Model Code of Conduct that has been undertaken by the Prime Minister of India, and therefore no action is warranted against him because in the heat and dust of elections, a million things get said, and this is after all a manifesto, which is a political document that is being spoken about. Am I correct, Mr. Rawat?
Yes, true. Because there is no violation of a Model Code of Conduct in any manner, and therefore complaint doesn't really warrant any consideration.
Okay. Sujata Paul, I'm sure that the legal luminaries in your party are completely aware of that. So was the march to the Election Commission then for effect and for headlines? Because a former Chief Election Commissioner is saying that there is no substance to the Congress's complaint. This is election season. A manifesto is a political document. And if there is a war of words over a political document, why are you involving the Election Commission? We can do nothing about it, whether it's the Prime Minister, whether it's Mr. JP Nadda.
Yeah, first of all, when we are talking about our country, we have linguistic minorities also, and Mr. Karan should know about that. Now, coming to what you're saying, tell me, isn't using religion as a means of propagating oneself or one's party prohibited according to the Model Code of Conduct, or this is not there in the Model Code of Conduct? We have the Prime Minister talking about using religion in his speeches. He's also using so many other things. And if I talk about Arun Govil, he's going around with a picture of Bhagwan Ram, and he's facing a lot of opposition. Nobody should take cognizance of that. Has something changed in the country? Has the law in the country changed? And now we can start talking about religion. And the way the Prime Minister is attacking the Congress manifesto clearly shows that it is not Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, it is only Sabka Vinash. When you talk about the minorities, he does not want a caste survey. He does not want a caste census. He does not want the minorities to have a secure place in the country. Otherwise, there is nothing in our manifesto that should have been attacked by him. The Constitution has given rights
essentially,
to the minorities, and we are only
getting back to the topic at hand, Sujata ji, getting back to the topic at hand, you have said something. I want a response from Mr. O.P. Rawat. You are saying this is, you know, the fact is that you cannot use religion in your political discourse during an election. That is very clear. That is what the constitution of this country says. That is what rules say. That is what various Supreme Court rulings also say. Mr. O.P. Rawat, please respond to that. That this is not just a political slugfest. This is essentially Hindu-Musliman.
Actually,
and therefore the Election Commission will have to intervene.
You cannot ask for vote on religious arguments. And that is not even remotely connected to this whole discourse. What is being talked about is manifesto, talking some special things for a minority. And that is why it has been connected to the Muslim League. There is no question or no argument.
Okay, Mr. Rawat, we leave it there. It's interesting to hear your viewpoints. देखिए नजर और नजरिए की बात है, and everyone has a right to look at issues. I'm completely out of time, Karan, out of time. And everyone has a right to look at whatever discourse there is in public life with the lens they wear, with the specs they wear. So as I say, to each his own. For the moment, we'll leave this discussion here and see if the Prime Minister actually repeats his comments about the Muslim League manifesto tomorrow as well. He's done it twice today, once yesterday and once day before yesterday. So that's 4 times already. Sujata Paul, thank you very much. Good to have you on the show. Mr. Rawat, thank you. Smiling, feeling happy. Thank you very much for being on the show. And Karan Verma, good to have you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, it's a wrap from me. Thanks very much for watching. Good night. My colleague Shreya Upadhyay joining you at the top of 9 with all the day's top stories. Do stay with Mirror now. Bye-bye for now.